In 2020, my son had an award, and a trust was set up by the court to deal with his finances as part of that award with a legal trustee. And in 2023, when me and my husband divorced, the decision was, because that home was adapted to support my son who has lifelong disabilities as a result of that injury that occurred to him. I took, advice on that, and I relied on that legal advice that I received that said that I was liable to pay the standard stamp duty. Subsequently to that, with all of the media reports that have been coming out, I took expert counsel advice on all of my affairs to ensure that everything was done proper. And that expert counsel said that the advice that I received was inaccurate because of the trust. I have alerted and referred myself to the independent advisor on the ministerial code to ensure that they can look transparently at what's happened, and also contacted HMRC to say that there is additional tax owing on this and that I'm prepared to pay that and fully comply with the HMRC.
Listen up, Britain, because if you thought the rot in Westminster had hit rock bottom, think again. Angela Rayner, Labour's once unshakable Deputy Prime Minister, has just torched her own career in a blaze of greed and deceit that's left Keir Starmer's government reeling like a punch-drunk boxer. This isn't some minor slip-up. It's a brazen tax dodge, a web of dodgy deals, and a slap in the face to every hard-working family gasping under soaring bills and rents. Documents don't lie, and these ones scream corruption from the rooftops. A £162,500 valuation error that magically unlocked a chain of transactions, culminating in Rayner pocketing a seaside luxury flat while stiffing the taxman on £40,000 in stamp duty. Labour's preaching austerity and fairness? Pull the other one. It's got bells on. Picture this. Rayner's family home in Ashton-under-Lyne, a modest terrace that suddenly balloons in value from £487,500 to £650,000. No booming market, no fancy extensions, just a clerical oversight. Her spin doctor's bleat, slapping an extra £162,500 on the price tag overnight. Coincidence? In the real world, sure. In the cutthroat casino of politics, it's a neon sign flashing fraud. That phantom windfall lets her offload exactly 25% of property to a trust for her disabled son for the suspiciously spot-on sum of £162,500. Heartwarming family gesture? Hardly. Dig deeper, and that cash, earmarked for care, morphs into deposit on an £800,000 dream pad in Swanky Hove, East Sussex. A coastal bolt hole with sea views and zero financial sweat. Bought in February 2024, while the rest of us scrape by on universal credit. The timeline? It's a masterclass in cynicism. Every step timed like a heist movie. January. The quarter sale cashes in the error of funds, keeping the house and the family on paper. February. Boom! That precise amount seals the whole deal, dodging the full stamp duty hit because, oops, the paperwork claims it's not her main digs. March. The valuation glitch emerges, retroactively blessing the whole sorry scheme. Meanwhile, Rayner's out there thundering about the housing hell for northern workers, fists pumping for the underdog, all while flipping properties like a city slicker on steroids. Hypocrisy doesn't even begin to cover it. It's a full frontal assault on decency. Starmer's apoplectic, and he should be. He clawed Labour back from the abyss on a vow of squeaky clean governance, purging the ghosts of Corbyn-era chaos. Now his right-hand woman hands the Tories a loaded gun on a silver platter. Rayner quit as deputy PM and party deputy on Friday, slinking away after admitting the tax shortfall. Grok. Render card under equals D563, the card under type equals citation under scorecard, type equals render under citation. Argument name equals citation underscore ID, 0/argument, /grok, render, but get this. She clings to her MP seat like a limpet, trousering the £91,000 salary and a megaphone in Parliament while the ethics probe rages on. Grok, render card under equals 59 BB49, card under equals citation underscore card, type equals render underscore line underscore citation. Argument name equals citation underscore ID. 7/argument slash grok. Render smart move or just the latest grift in a career built on dodging accountability. HMRC circling like sharks now, those fiscal pit bulls who will shred every receipt and wire transfer until the error excuse crumbles to dust. Grok. Render card underscore ID equals 54,444 card underscore type equals citation underscore card. Type equals render underscore line underscore citation. Argument name equals citation underscore ID 5/argument slash grok. Render. And with the government's independent advisor branding a ministerial code breach, Rayner's future is hanging by a thread she probably forged herself. Grok. Render card underscore ID equals 0BA929 card underscore equals citation underscore card. Type equals render underscore line underscore citation. Argument name equals citation underscore D 8/argument slash grok. Render. The Tories are feasting naturally. Chairman Kevin Holland, that's the real name, not some fever dream, is baying for blood, hammering Starmer's poor judgment in every interview from LBC to the Mail. If he can't rein in his deputy from fleecing the taxpayer, Holland snarls, how the hell will he run the economy? It's a killer line, and it lands because it's true. Labor's polling lead? Evaporating faster than Rayner's excuses. Backbenchers are trapped in a vice. Back her, and you're complicit in the sleaze. Slag her off, and you fracture the fragile unity Starmer's glued together. Silence? That just reeks of guilt. Every which way. It's hemorrhaging support at the worst possible moment, with a general election lurking like a storm cloud. But spare a thought, or rather, a torrent of rage for the public, while you're remortgaging your soul to cover a 7% mortgage hike, or dodging eviction, because your landlord jacked rents 20%. Rayner's gaming the system with trusts and loopholes that'd make Enron blush. She's a self-styled champion of the Stockport Sink Estates, the firebrand railing against Tory fat cats. Yet here she is, undervaluing assets to shave thousands off her tax bill, all while her mistake nets her a bolt hole worth a fortune. Grok. Render card underscore equals, say 82D7 card underscore equals citation underscore card, type equals, render underscore citation. Argument name equals citation underscore D 9/argument slash grok. Render, it's not just infuriating, it's incendiary. This exposes a yawning chasm between the elite's playground and our grind. They preach sacrifice, then squirrel away six figures through family planning. How many more errors lurk in ministerial portfolios? Who else is riding this carousel of creative accounting? And why does the system let them waltz away with a resignation and a shrug? Rayner's camp whimpers, it's all misadvice from lawyers, a one-off blunder with no malice. Grok. Render card underscore D equals A02A for E card underscore type equals citation underscore card. Type equals render underscore citation. Argument name equals citation underscore D 1/argument slash grok. Render bollocks. When the dots connect so neatly, valuation spike, trust transfer, tax dodge, luxury buy. It's not advice, it's architecture, a deliberate blueprint to enrich at our expense. And as HMRC's inquest drags into 2026, this poison will seep into every labor pledge, every Starmer soundbite, turning change into a punchline. Enough's enough. Britain, demand better, or watch your democracy devolve into a billionaire's bingo hall. Starmer, sack the lot if you have to. Rayner, cough up the cash and face the music. No more velvet gloves for these venal vampires. This scandal's a litmus test. Will labor purge the parasites or let them fester? Is this the death knell for their integrity charade? Or just another chapter in the endless Westminster farce? Your move, voters. Was Rayner's oops a genuine gaffe or a cynical con wrapped in maternal tears? Can Starmer salvage his ship of fools? Sound off below. I devour every furious word. Stick around for the unvarnished truth on this espit. Smash subscribe and the bell, because in politics, one resignation is just foreplay for the real fireworks.